Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Well, howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas history roundup for September 12th. In 1818, a hurricane struck Galveston. Only 6 buildings remained habitable. 6 vessels and 2 barges in the harbor were sunk or severely damaged, and even the least damaged were dismasted hulks. Talk about tongue tie. Demasted hulks. Jean Lafitte moved to one of the hulks so that his red house could serve as a hospital. In 1845, the 111-ton sidewheeler Dayton exploded and sank after leaving Corpus Christi Harbor. It had been brought to Texas in 1839 because its shallow draft was advantageous for the coastal trade. This day, it was being used to transport non-commissioned officers and men for the Mexican War. 6 officers and the crew of the Dayton were killed. Lieutenant Ulysses S. Grant decided not to depart on the vessel at the last minute, allowing him to later gain national fame. Oh, that was very lucky. I don't know, lucky for who. In 1866, a well in Oil Springs, or Nacogdoches County, came in at a depth of 106 feet, with production at about 10 barrels per day. This Melrose Petroleum Oil Company well was the first producing oil well in Texas. Due to low oil prices, the area was not further developed at the time, but it was later developed in 1887. Wow, well, all the way back in 1866. In 1874, the Buffalo Wallow Fight occurred in Hemphill County in the Panhandle. 2 scouts and 4 enlisted men were attacked by about 125 Comanches and Kiowas. In the day-long fight, the besieged men got into a buffalo wallow and were able to hold off the Indians until the 8th U.S. Cavalry arrived the next day. 1 died, and a scout later had his leg amputated. Scout Amos Chapman reported that no Indians were felled. The 6 men received medals of honor, but years later the medals of 2 scouts were revoked by Congress, since they were not soldiers. 1 scout refused to return his, which now resides in the Panhandle Plains Historical Museum in Canyon. In 1897, a hurricane struck Port Arthur, resulting in 13 deaths and the destruction of many houses. Damage was estimated at $150,000. If you can't tell from the August to September Texas roundups, history roundups, quite a bit of hurricanes in this time of year, hurricane season. In 1907, Tristram E. Tris Speaker made his debut with the Boston Red Sox. Not much more about him. In 1912, Armando Marroquin was born in Alice. He had a jukebox business and, frustrated over the lack of Mexican-American records, established 4-Star Records and Ideal Records in 1946, which greatly enhanced the Tejano music industry in Texas. One of the first 4-star recordings, which were produced in his kitchen, was Se me fue mi amor a la guerra, My Love Went Away to the War, featuring the Tejana sisters, Armando's wife Carmen and her sister Laura. Marroquin died in Alice on July 4th. And in 1935, Wilmer L. Allison won the U.S. Singles Championship, and partnering with John Van Ryan also won the U.S. Doubles Championship at Forest Hills. Under Daniel A. Pennick at UT Austin, Allison had been the Southwest Conference and NCAA Singles Champion in 1927. He and Van Ryan won Wimbledon Doubles Championships in 1929 and 1930. Allison was twice the top men's player in the United States and for 10 years played on U.S. Davis Cup teams. The Pennick-Allison tennis courts at UT Austin are named in his and Pennick's honor. Allison was born in San Antonio in 1904 and passed away in 1977. In 1940, the Kilgore Rangerettes, under the direction of Gussie Nell Davis, made their debut at the season's first home game for the Kilgore football team. Davis had been hired to develop an entertaining program that would keep fans in seats at halftime. The Rangerettes gained national celebrity. In 1958, in Dallas, the integrated circuit developed by Jack S. Kilby at Texas Instruments was successfully tested, ushering in the semiconductor and electronics age. In 1986, "Don't Mess with Texas," an anti-littering slogan, had its origin when coined by advertising from GSD&M in Austin. It had become a popular and effective Texas slogan and is nationally recognized. And that, my friend, is your Texas History Roundup for September 12th. I hope you enjoyed those little history nuggets, and we will catch you here on the next one tomorrow. I hope you have a great day. All right, you take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.